Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Oopy, and today I'm bringing you some tips and tricks on how to improve your gameplay as Furia, the Angel of Vengeance. But before I dive off into the video, I just wanted to say if you enjoy this or found it helpful, then go ahead and drop a like and subscribe for more improving your gameplay videos. And also drop a comment down below in case I missed anything. Let me know and I'll fix it in the next one. Anyways, let's get into it. We're going to briefly go over what talent and what card set you need to be using in order to maximize your damage and healing output. We're going to be focusing on the Cherish build. For the cards, you're going to want Burning Oath +5, Light of Dawn +5, Stoke the Fire +2, Fire Siphon +2, and Light Forge +1. You might ask, why the Light of Dawn +5 instead of something like Light of Forge +5? Shielding over beams? I do this for the reason that beam is super easily avoidable even if you throw it through the walls. Even though the shield only absorbs 175 damage, it's guaranteed to protect your ally every time. Healing and shielding are in the same category pretty much, and remember, whichever team does more damage across the leaderboards will win the team fight, and Paladins is just that, a team fighting game. Shielding, it usually does around 1/5 of my total healing, so if I have about 100,000 healing, then I'll have around 20,000 shielding plus 80 to 100,000 damage, and if you watch the rest of this video, you're going to be pulling the same numbers. Alright, enough about the cards. We know how boring that part of the video is, right? Alright, so of course the best thing to do in order to get better is practice, right? Yes, the answer is yes to that. But if you don't have a goal to get better at a specific thing, then you will progress so much slower and you'll never shine to your full potential. Alright, we're jumping into number 1. This tip is more focused around your ability Kindle Soul. This ability gives off an instant heal for 1,000 and an additional 400 over 2 seconds. You think 1400 healing is a lot with just a 3-second cooldown and it's instant cast? Well, these cards increase the healing even more. With the talent, it increases the healing up to 15%, and your card heals you 525 over 3 seconds and adds a bubble for 175 to your ally for a total of around 2200 healing. It's on a 3-second cooldown, equaling around 750 healing per second. Now here's my tip. My tip is to use it off of cooldown. Use it as much as possible. Anytime you see someone with missing health, then use it on them. When your flank walks up to a 1v1, he's going to have a lot of a better chance to survive if he's at 100% health than rather say, 70%? This ability not only heals and benefits your team in that way, it also gives you Wrath, which makes you shoot so much faster. Kindle Soul just helps all around the board, so just keep it on cooldown and you're going to win the game. Alright, that's it for that one. My number 2 tip is there should never ever be any downtime when you're in a team fight, or even if you're backing away. What I mean by this is you should never have a moment when you're just standing there waiting for something like Kindle Soul to come up so you can heal him. When it's on cooldown, you should be using your Pyre Blade, which is your shotgun sword. I mean, it deals 330 damage every 0.5 seconds. That's 660 damage per second. I mean, from a range it does decrease the damage, but you need to be constantly using it on everybody to keep up that cauterize. And also, the more you shoot, the faster your ult comes up. Furia has some really good overall damage healing potential, but you have to stop staring off into space when your team needs that extra 1,000 damage on each target. Stop looking at the flowers and shoot the enemy, bro. Number 3. Alright, we're going to be talking about Wings of Wrath and when to use it. When? For emergencies only. Do you use it for damage ever? Sometimes, but not usually. You need to save it. It's a huge thing about Furia that people do wrong all of the time. If a flank comes up next to you and you don't have this ability, there's a 100% chance you're dead unless you have a teammate that heals you somehow or he just demolishes whoever is flanking you. Now, if you know for sure that you are completely safe and you're not going to get hit for the next 8 seconds, whatever the cooldown is on it, then you're going to want to use your beam first and then use this, and with your card it'll reset the cooldown of beam so you can use it again on point. That's going to be causing a lot of burst damage that can be helpful, but remember, safety first. Alright, so the next one is Pyre Strike, and you should use this off cooldown just like Kindle Soul, but don't worry, it has a 12-second cooldown, so you're not going to break your Q key or whatever controller you're using. This needs to be thrown on top of the node as much as possible. It stuns stuns anyone who it hits, and it does 400 instant damage and 20 every 0.005 seconds, adding up to a total about 500 damage per person it hits. This ability will reset with the projectiles that come from Wings of Wrath, so keep that in mind in case you want to do a lot of burst damage. And number 5 is Inflame, your ult, which makes you untargetable, granting you and your allies 30% weapon damage and movement speed. The tip about this, a lot of people don't know, if you use this while something is gonna kill you, say like a Drogoz ults on you, and right before he hits you, you ult, you do not die. But the best time to use this definitely is when the majority of your team is with you, because this is a team-based ult early. And also just try to have 3 out of 3 on your Wrath bar so you can benefit as much as possible. That's all I really have for Furia. Just keep practicing, and the most important one of these tips in my opinion is no downtime, and that's for all characters. But if you find this helpful at all, then drop a like and sub. Later!
Victory! Balance has prevailed. You are as you should be.